Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation energy life coach. That's my title now. Under the sun, reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, and nobody spends as much time with and under clients like I do. True story. All the information from me is below. I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me to cover the entire program, and we rendezvous 2 to 3 times per week, scheduling permitting, which means you will have your own set schedule. At which time we will have a Zoom session or a phone call. The session is an hour and everything's recorded in my coaching for posterity, for notes. I take an enormous amount of notes after each client. Everything is interesting to me. I want to understand the makings of your mind so that I can most effectively help you achieve the results that you want to achieve. The best idea is to pre-book because I'm getting booked up every single day. You need to sign the coaching agreement by hand, scan it, and send it to my email together with your earliest availability to start our journey together. And as a reminder, the entry-level coaching packages are the monthly Magic and Miracles audios. These are in-depth, more deeper than ever. It's true, conversations about manipulating energy, magic spells. Some of my coaching content is in there for sure. And of course, the material from our book. And those you get 3 times per week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as well as the video school, which also Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's so difficult to say. You will get the link to the video, but this is a one-time deal, only 1 month, and then you're done. And this is basically my coaching program, the entirety of it in a video form with all the exercises and instructions that you will do on your own, which is why this is the entry-level coaching. The audios you can renew till the cows come home because I channel my material, and so I will always come up with something new to discuss. If you have any questions, you can email me directly. So this Saturday we will have a live and I actually wanted to ask everybody, and by the way, if you're listening for the first time, sign up, subscribe. I think is the proper term, because you will learn on this channel more than anywhere else. I promise you this. I promise you this. I promise you this. I started my channel simply because I wanted to explain things a lot simpler, to the point, in a practical way, bite-sized, so that people can really start achieving results. I wanted to ask everybody who will be attending my next live what you guys want to talk about. So I'm open to suggestions. I do, of course, have a ton of ideas of my own, but I specifically wanted to ask, and you can comment below. So the subject of today, today's audio, is practicing your mental magic. And I really felt inspired to record this, to kind of discuss certain things in terms of how this reality really works. I know that you guys watch like 300 million videos on YouTube, and everybody's got their own way of explaining their own take. But for me, it's really simple. It starts with you. It's what you consist of, your mental ability to think what you want to think. And this is what actually coaching, parenthesis here, is just talking down the drama and talking up the confidence. That, in a nutshell, is really what coaching is. That you're coming with certain kind of set of beliefs and drama, trauma, panorama that does no longer represents you, and perhaps in 99% chance that never represented you, and now exchanging it for something different that represents you way more, if not completely. Okay, it really is a waste of fucking time to watch that many videos, and here's why. Find somebody that you resonate with, maybe a few people even. And then get to work on you, because your mental magic is really fucking powerful, and you're not going to learn this from a video. You're going to learn this by working on you. That's the end of story. Okay, this is the solution of all solutions. You, a lot of you, I should say, perhaps have had this idea out there for a long time that you don't know something, that you need to learn yet another technique, yet another trick, this and the other. No, no, no. It's all within you. It's always been there. Okay, it's been staring you in the face, and you've just been ignoring it, and you're thinking that something else will replace it. You can't replace what's been happening to you by not looking at it and by not deliberately making certain changes. And here's the other thing, I'm on a roll here. I wasn't going to say this. You really need to understand that just because you know something, just because you read about something, just because you read all these fucking books and watched all these videos, does not mean that you're good at manifesting. Why? Because if you're still acting as the old version of you that is doing the same thing and completely just only aware of a certain kind of reality and doesn't exercise the powers that he or she is given, it's a waste of fucking time and knowledge, in my opinion. So you yourself, you're going to have to act differently. But here's my success story. I mean, I have a zillion of these, but, really wanted to share this because it's very simple, very to the point, and illustrates completely how the magic of the mind is of the highest of echelons of power, if you will. And naturally, the belief systems and blah, blah, blah come in, because if you can't really believe it, and I'm going to introduce this a little right after the story, how the belief, it has to be there. And this is what you're cultivating in coaching also. Okay, so a really simple story. I've done this all before, a million times over. I wanted a certain space for one of my businesses. It's a factory. I've been working with this factory for God knows how many years now. And I really wanted for them to move to another location because it was much closer to me and all this jazz, the good light and all the other beautiful things. And at the time, there was somebody else there. And it looked like they were going to stay there for a long time because they had just moved in, I don't know, a few months before. It must have been like literally 3 or 4 months, So imagine like maybe in spring or something. And at the time, I kind of lamented that, why are they there? Because I wanted that space. So cut to... I was making up my mind and I said, well, what am I waiting for? It's up to me to decide this, duh. And I just decided one morning that the place is empty, meaning like they moved out, they left it behind. And really just, that's what it is. There's no more any of that other business going on. The space is simply empty. And what I did, for those of you curious about what I did, I simply just, in my mind, because it's close to where I live, very close indeed. And I'm laughing very nervously because I don't want to have more stalkers. Which is why I'm so careful what I talk about. Anyway, it is right, so it's in the vicinity that I could see it. And just the other day, so literally, let's just say it was a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, that I've completely decided that's it. They're done. They're not there anymore. And I know when I walk by, I will see the emptiness, or I will see some kind of action of them moving the stuff out that they have brought there. And wouldn't you know, I think it was Thursday morning or Friday morning, I was walking by and they were packing up. They were literally packing up. Only a few months ago, when I saw them and I lamented, I made them disappear. So this is how you can make people disappear and do shit for you. And completely had the choice to like go to, whoever I needed to go to ask them, maybe I could pay them a little bit more or whatever. There are other ways of doing these things, but I didn't want to. I just wanted for my mind to work, for it to be extra amazing, because I didn't talk to anybody. Okay, it just happened because I imagined it and I truly had the confidence and the belief in my power. Now, this is where I'm coming to now. The belief, this you can't fake. If you don't believe something, you don't believe something. So don't try to jam your mind with affirmations and, kind of like really forceful practices where you clearly don't believe something. I'm such an, completely big believer in that it has to be believable on some level. So start with something small, always, and mentally command that someone or a group of people, in this case, to have another idea about the situation and act accordingly to your desire. It really takes no time. Just I want to explain and illustrate and explain how easy this really is. It took me not even a minute, okay, to concoct this situation in my head. That's it. I've had it. There was an element of I've had it kind of deal. Also in kind of like I'm determined. This is it. I'm making it happen. There was a decision that was made. So I feel like I was irritated more or less a little bit about it not being available all throughout those months. And when I finally decided to get off my ass and say, oh, what am I waiting for? I just have to decide. It happened. Now, again, parenthesis here, the belief that I could do that rather than me going like, no, it's impossible. They just moved in 3 or 4 months ago. It's not going to happen. Do. But this is what a lot of people are doing. Like talking yourself out of your greatness the entirety of time, where the alternative is just as fucking valid. And the entirety of thing is depending on how honest are you at the end of the day about what it is that you're really feeling about your manifestation and how you really feel in terms of your own self. This is the relationship all throughout your life that you will have with your manifestations, okay? How do I feel about myself? Do I need to elevate my game? Do I need to crank it up a notch? Do I need to become even of a higher vibration? And what do I honestly think about my manifestations? Meaning, do I believe that it's possible? Do I believe that it's possible for me, ultimately, okay? So if one of these days you simply decided that you are the golden Buddha, you're the shit here, you're the big fucking boss who's deciding and simply forgot for the whatever amount of time that you've been trying to manifest, whatever you've been trying to manifest, that you have to show up, okay? You have to show up to work and make decisions. Decisions are really necessary. I really underline 300 million times. Decision. It's a decision to go the other way and think negative thoughts. Unconscious, albeit unconscious, all the while, it's a decision. You need to decide something different to get a different result. Now, whilst you're examining all this shit, okay, what you're really thinking and how it affects your manifestation. Let me tell you also another thing, that the time delay is okay. Can we normalize time delay? Can we use it to our advantage? Because everything really fucking serves you and everything is to your advantage. Just can you try not to like really make a boogie monster every corner you turn? The time delay really does fucking serve you. Here's how. One more time, class. If you want to change your mind about being grumpy and about not believing in yourself, I'm oversimplifying, of course, but whatever. You have that chance. In other words, there's a buffer of time in which you're making another decision if the decision ultimately will not be to your benefit. That's pretty fucking luxurious, if you ask me. The buffer of time also is to your benefit because If you are, it would be pretty fucking abrupt. Here's another one. Here's the reason. To really experience your manifestation so quickly, okay, if you're not ready for it. The buffer of time, basically speaking, is also for you to get ready for that vibration to be your normal vibration. Because for people, let's just say, who are used to manifest, it takes them almost no time to manifest things because there's no disconnect between the manifestation and them, because they're so accustomed to attuning to that vibration, that frequency, that parallel reality, that it's kind of like playing the piano for them. Okay, it's that easy. It's just an instrument and they understand the frequency and blah blah blah. For you, the time delay serves you because you get to practice your vibration and get your shit anyway, even though you might stumble. Okay, rather than receiving a lot of unwanted manifestations, which in the process you kind of like working out, why am I thinking this and why am I feeling this? So really, really fucking useful in my opinion. And the last but not least, certainly, the most effective way is to think of manifestations as effortless. As effortless. If it's any effort to you, you're still struggling with your beliefs, which is okay. Which is okay. Manifestations are effortless when you're completely aligned in frequency. They just are. You don't think about it too much. You don't dwell on it. You don't try to chase. All of that chasing energy, all of the worrying and the trying is only because you're trying to work something out within yourself. Okay? It's really not about USP. Okay? I know you've heard me say this a million times over. It's not about USP. It's not about the sum of money. It's not ever about the manifestation. It's about what kind of things you need to work through in the process of feeling like this is effortless for you. The entire time you're just polishing your golden Buddha status all the way to, the manifestation, essentially. And if you can really enjoy the process, it really does help. Okay? If you can really enjoy and allow this time around to be a successful manifestation because you're enjoying it so much and allowing for yourself to trust and believe in something different. You've heard the old story of your life way too many times and told that story mentally like 300 million times, okay? Watch somebody on my channel is going to manifest 300 million. I say it so often. But manifestation in and of itself is very easy. It's easy to manifest because you just walk around and say this please, that please, no to this, yes please, no please. You're just going through kind of like a catalog, and it's impartial. It's just you put a meaning to it, okay? You are so concerned with what your SP is doing, saying, and who he or she is with, and whatever, when it's really the show is about you. Have you noticed? The only mind that exists in your reality is yours. So it's not like I had to run around and convince somebody and chase somebody for these people to move out, and therefore me being able to get the space. Nobody got called. I just, telepathically transmitted a message and connected to that reality in which my wish came about effortlessly. The same exact method applies to anything. You're telephoning mentally everybody all the time that's dear to your heart anyway. It's what are you saying to them, and are you believing that you can manifest this thing? Okay? Visualization is great. All the techniques are great. Scripting is great. Everything. But if you don't believe that you're manifesting, that this is how powerful you are, that you say it one time and it comes about, that you forgive somebody and the energy starts flowing in your direction and everything kind of works out, then if you think about it, you're really kind of eradicating a possibility out of a universe. Okay, which is pretty stupid if you think about it. Okay, not for nothing, but you really are just saying no, only the most horrible shit is possible. The really beautiful shit is not valid for me somehow. Why? There's no real reason why. Most of the people, like 99.9999% of my clients are superb people. Just, really kind of bogged down by lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, etc., and really kind of struggling in this department. But there's nothing really wrong with you innately. So it's this idea that really, dominates your mind throughout the journey of manifestation, is either I can do it all, I can do whatever I want, or the world is against me, and everything in between, of course. And so if you add to that your mental magic works all the time, when you're really zeroed in on it, when you're really cultivating a special relationship with manifestations, you start noticing it extra because there's specificity behind it, this and that. This is how, to ultimately become really precise with your manifestations. But when you understand that it's a constant dialogue between you and the universe, constant creation is happening, and if you really zero in on something with purity, it can happen overnight, completely. But if you're still struggling with something that has absolutely nothing to do with your SP, parenthesis here once more, then that's what needs to be examined, because this is some kind of like garbage in the engine that's stuck within. And it most probably has to do a lot with what hurt your self-esteem to begin with. Okay? Hurt your view of the world. The beliefs obviously got affected. And so seemingly permanently that it was even scary for you to look at it for a long time. Okay? Because I think at the end of the day, nobody really is very comfortable with looking at what's scary. But I'll tell you a really huge secret. If you can reconcile that it's all you anyway, if you can understand that the light and the dark, you're made of those two powers, and if you are willing to understand how both work, you will be able to choose the good all the time, every single time. Yeah, sometimes the drama, trauma, panorama will arise here and there, but it will be so minimal in your life. And you will see it with such clarity how you're constantly choosing on purpose and therefore manifesting on purpose, that it will be like, why didn't I do it? Excuse me. Why didn't I do it all this time before? Like, why was I not aware? And that's the instrument, really, the awareness of it, all that has to be developed, not ignored. Granted, it's not the most comfortable of things to do, but it's not supposed to be. A change in frequency is not the most comfortable thing. There's several times that I had to change frequency consciously because I realized that the frequency that I was in was not going to go anywhere good. Okay, and it was a conscious, deliberate choice, and I would meditate and I would really zero in on my creation next, because almost in a way of survival, one would say, because I was so aware. I just, something happened to me in 2012. I don't know, seriously though. I became acutely aware of things as they are, the energy as the, of my friends back then, etc., of everything, of all the things in my life. I became acutely aware of energies, okay? And it's, not survival per se, probably, wrong choice of words, but it does depend. Your life does depend on the quality of thoughts and the quality of energies that you entertain. And that's how you go up in frequency. And on that frequency, the mental magic, may I tell you, is easy as fucking pie. If your goal today is to really bring back your SP, leave the fucking internet alone. Stop reading Reddit and all this fucking jazz and get just as interested in yourself, my darling love. Whoever you are, this person that's finding out about the right way of doing things right now, Get interested in yourself. What pisses you off? Why are you feeling like this about this? All these things really matter because they're going to show up in your world. And you are already the magician, but I'm just going on the assumption, since you're listening to this, is that you want to be a magician on purpose and create on purpose. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to your suggestions and seeing everybody on Saturday. Until next time, ciao, ciao.